Hey man, I had a question for you too. Do you know how to handle a customer if they come in and they have a service dog? Service dogs.
Service dog. Yeah, they're allowed to come in. Absolutely.
Okay.
We have a couple of members here that have service dogs.
Oh, really? But I've had other Crunch Fitnesses tell me that to bring their service dog, they had to show special papers.
Yeah.
Yeah? What type of papers?
Well, liability papers, obviously, of course.
So people with service dogs have to have liability papers, insurance?
I'm sure they do.
No, you don't have to have insurance.
Or maybe some sort of paperwork that will allow you to have one.
No, actually, that's not the law in America. There's no authorized agency to issue any sort of certification, identification, anything, and it's a crime to ask. So you can't ask them, and anything they show you is an act of fraud. And at that point, the people that have bringing their service dogs, you should throw them out for showing you fake papers.
So how come you ask me if you can bring one in if I'm not allowed to ask?
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry that you have been having that experience. I would have been great for me to break and
I'm actually not 100% sure about it, but Sally will know. If you want to hold on.
Oh, her? Yeah, okay. I'm with you, man. It's just something I've reported. I've had, you know who Roger Stone is?
No idea.
He's Crunch Fitness manager, Diamond Bar.
Okay.
Okay, and he had an employee that had it right or seemed to be going down the path of correct training, and then he overrode them and told them to break the law right in front of me, and that's something you never get resolved. When the head manager says, okay, we know the law, the employees have read the law, never mind with that. We don't care.
Well, I know you'd be allowed to be in here. That's not the issue.
Well, the thing is, I'd have to show you papers, okay? That's an act of fraud, and I don't commit acts of fraud. Anything I show you, if I show you a certification for a service dog, I'm lying to you. I'm telling you I have a certification for a service dog. I have a fake piece of paper that I either bought off Amazon or printed up myself, and I'm claiming I have a special privilege because of that paper.
Absolutely.
And that's an act of fraud because I do not. The paper means nothing. It's toilet paper.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah, that's why we're checking.
Okay. Why would you ask me though? I'm just wondering. Why would you ask me if you'd be allowed to bring in the dog?
Because I have.
If we're not allowed to ask you, you have paperwork.
Because you don't care about the law and you discriminate against service dogs.
No, we obviously don't if we allow dogs in.
But you said you asked them for papers, right?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm just guessing because having an animal in a place like this just seems like you'd have to have a liability.
Yeah. Well, the law handles the liability situation. The way it is the owner of the service dog is liable. That's the technical explanation. So, yeah. And that is, to answer that question, that's part of it. So, let's say something happens, like it scares an old lady and she falls and hurts herself. Old lady can't sue you. They have to sue the owner of the service dog. So, as far as liability, the service dog guy, they're liable.
I wouldn't even know that either.
That's the technical explanation. What the law says, you can all.
That's why we would probably need to have paperwork just to make sure that doesn't happen to us. You know, because you have.
But there's no paperwork you could have.
Okay.
There's no any. That's what I'm saying. Anything you show is fake, and you're committing an act of fraud by claiming these papers make you special.
So you're telling me you can make any dog a service dog?
Yeah. There's only two things you're allowed to say to someone with a service dog. Is that a service dog? What is the function of the dog? That's it.
Does it go spy on people?
The function is just a short way of saying a task trained to mitigate a disability, a mental or physical disability. So there are weird ones that you hear sometimes, and it's best not to ask questions. Like a soldier with PTSD might have a dog to check the closets or under the bed when he goes into the bedroom at night. Sounds weird to us, and actually, I mean, technically, speaking in layman terms, the dude's crazy. So, yeah, there's that. But he's got the right, and that's how it is, and it's none of our business. And maybe it's really bad. Hell, maybe he gets violent when he gets spooked or something. So,
maybe, who knows?
Checking your surroundings, providing a barrier to surroundings.
Yeah.
Mine's interruption of self-mutilation. I'm autistic, and I hurt myself. I beat myself.
That's a liability there, man.
Oh, it's a liability, all right, but you be legally in trouble for telling me I got to show you papers to bring in a dog for it. Like, that's the.
I don't know the rules.
Yeah, well, you should. That's why I'm checking.
I don't know if you're right about that though.
Yeah, I'm right.
I don't think I could be sued just by asking if that's a service dog. That doesn't make sense.
You don't think that you could get sued for telling a patron they have to show the papers? No, you're allowed to ask for the service dog, just not for papers.
Well, you have to have some sort of recognition that it's a service dog. Don't they have like?
Who would issue the recognition?
Well, they wear something on their backs.
You're allowed to use vests, but they cannot be required. And if you do have one, there's no standard of what it's supposed to look like or what it says or anything else. So what does it mean? Most people that have those, you make them yourselves or you order them off Amazon for $20. They're meaningless. You're allowed to use one, and you can get into criminal territory if you harass someone with a marked service dog. If you distract the service dog or interfere with them, then you can get into criminal trouble.
Well, see, that's why you need paperwork.
No, there's still no paperwork on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I understand you're for the dog. There was a reason I asked the question, and this right here is why I asked the question, because
No, I read you.
never been to this club either.
You said you're from Diamond Bar?
No, I've been to Diamond Bar, but my main is the Lake Forest over there. It's a little bit smaller in Lake Forest.
This is one of the smaller ones, but it's probably one of the most cleanliest.
Really?
Yeah.
That's always clean. I mean, mostly I'm a free weights dude, so
Yeah, well organized.
I do like a clean. But yeah, they've all been pretty voluminous. Yeah, this Lake Forest one's bigger. The Diamond Bar, like
Have you been to the Garden Grove one?
have not.
That's
No,
40,000 square feet.
that is like. Isn't a Walmart like 50,000?
Yeah, it's about the size of that. It's huge. We got a sauna there. We got